Next day, you may get the same but 10 shirts. The factories that they may activate may be very different. That means it is not a predetermined supply chain, but dynamic optimization of factories based on quality levels, capacity, price, cost, wide variety of things. Same thing, we talked about Bridgestone tires, Nike shoes. How many of you have tried to personalize your own Nike shoes? Do you know you can personalize your own color? Anyone tried it here? Does it work?
My son did, yes.
Did he pay more?
He did pay more. The cost of transport from the US to here.
Oh, that was the only difference. But otherwise, it was the same price. One person shoe at a time. For a Nike, which, how many shoes does it produce, you think? Anyway, is your son happy? Good. Same thing. So, the world is going to one consumer at a time, but multiple vendors to satisfy that one consumer experience. So, what are the new building blocks of innovation, if this is true? In other words, we want to ask the question, what is the new game? One personalized experience, that is Build-A-Bear, right? Cardiac pacemaker, Nike shoes, Li and Fung. Li and Fung is R equal to G. Multiple institutions helping to support one consumer experience. Right? I'd like to stop here for a minute. How many of you feel comfortable with the idea you worry about one consumer experience even if you have 100 million consumers? And you do not own all the resources, but a lot of the resources may come from outside your purview, but you create a whole ecosystem to satisfy one consumer at a time. Does this make any sense? Or does it fly at the face of what we assume efficiency is? How many of you think it'll cost more to do this? That's an important question. Anyway, how much do you pay for searching on Google? That's the best cost, is it not zero? So it may be a good idea just to remind ourselves, because immediately, as soon as I say this, people tell me, but CK, it may cost more. I said, maybe it will cost less. Right? So why is this so important? Because we start with Model T. If you look at Model T, totally vertically integrated plant. You put iron ore on one side, you get cars on the other side. Optimizing manufacturing, but any color car is fine as long as it's black. Totally undifferentiated consumer with total control over resources. That's the legacy from which we come from. And I'm suggesting we are going to a place where one consumer is critical, but in order to serve that one consumer experience, you may have to get resources from multiple places. 180-degree turn from Model T. Now, there's so many managers here, I cannot but ask the question, is it exciting for you or bothersome? Is it a fair question? What do you guys think? We also have some management students here, right? At least I see some sprinkling of people from the morning. What do you think as students of management? Exciting for you? Anyway, if you're not excited, tough luck. That's the way the world is. My attitude is, if it's inevitable, just get used to it and get excited. Because if you see the opportunities here, this is phenomenal. First time in human history. We can make products unique for you. At the same time, I can have the benefits of mass production on industrial efficiency. This is like going back to pre-industrial age, where you created customized products for yourself. You went to your tailor and you talked to him, and he or she made a unique dress for you or unique shoes for you. We are going back to that capability, but with the disciplines of the industrial system where you get extreme levels of efficiency and cost reduction. Is that exciting or not? Would all of us like to be treated as unique? If anybody who is not unique but average, see me outside. Okay? Because if all of us are unique, why should I not be treated as unique? So this is a new opportunity. That means the centrality of the personalized experience is critical. From undifferentiated consumers to unique one consumer at a time, going through customer segments and mass customization. I also will go from vertical integration to supply chains to emergence of nodal firms like Medtronic, like Build-A-Bear, like Li and Fung. So I have one company which builds a whole ecosystem around itself. And of course, I made custom-made products to unique, personalized, co-created experiences. Now you can say, this is sort of fine, but I don't like this because it's only for rich people. So I thought I'll take an example where I had the privilege of creating a similar product based on these principles for ordinary poor people in a developing country. So I thought I'll share that experience with you, saying that this is not for rich people, unique personalized experience. You can create for everybody. Does that make sense? So I thought the best thing to do is to take a disease that affects lots of people, diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Is that a problem in Europe? Yes, no? It's a problem in the US. The bad news is it's also a big problem in India. 45 million people are known to be type 2 diabetics. The advantage of 1 billion people is you have a big market share in everything. That is true. 45 million is what? 3 times the size of Netherlands? If you are a business person selling diabetic products, is it a good place or bad? What? So, but the reason why it is an interesting disease is it's a silent killer. It affects all your subsystems, kidney, cardiovascular, eye, and you need amputations many times. And it's a life stage disease, lifestyle disease. That means it is not like having a cold. You take medication for a week and then you're okay. If you have type 2 diabetes, you may have to live with it for 30 years. That means constant checking, continuous medication. And most of the times you are not clear what the symptoms are. That means you need a lot of personal discipline. And then you can only handle this disease. You can't eliminate it. You can only mitigate it mitigate the risks if you comply to your lifestyle. That means good exercise, modest eating, no chocolate cakes in the evening. So it's unfortunately, it is a rigorous lifestyle. But you need affordable insurance and a delivery structure. The reason why I also thought it would be very interesting is you can't give a prescription for all diabetics, even though doctors say the same thing. Exercise every day, eat less glycemic food, no bread and no rice. That's a sort of good prescription for everybody. Now, I live near a slum in Bombay. If somebody says, take 3-mile walk every day, the last walk I took may be the last one. So it's not a sensible suggestion. In other words, you have to look at me, my particular condition, and give me a modality of treatment that is appropriate for me. Does it make sense? You must know how far the disease has progressed before you catch it. So it is unique, a personalized solution, and hopefully modify behavior, therefore they become less risky. Now, you can give them feedback, but if they don't want to take it, that's okay. Therefore, we created a system where you have a base premium, which included testing, and if you comply, your risk goes down, your premiums go down dramatically. If you don't comply, the premiums goes up dramatically. And the third, because you have to manage this in a much more complex way, daily medication, exercise, good food, and so on,